Good morning, everyone. Today we have the memorial of Saint Elizabeth of Hungary. Now, she lived in the mid 17th century, thereabout. Interesting thing about her is that at the age of four, she was betrothed to the son of a German count. Now, the poor little kid hardly walk. She'd already been betrothed. As a result of that betrothal, she moved, in fact, to the home of the count, and her future mother-in-law actually raised her. So although she was born in Hungary, she grew up in Germany. So it was rather an interesting sort of setup. But nevertheless, she grew up with a very religious background. She was very confirmed with, and she died at the age of 24. And you saw, 24, that she was really young. But look at this. By the age of 24, she had already had 3 children. She had built 2 hospitals and visited them daily. And she also, on a daily basis, fed in the region of 900 people through, obviously, the organizations and structures she put in place. So she was somebody who had a great impact. And even though she died at the age of 24, she gave an incredible amount, and obviously with a lot of support from her family and even her husband, who she had been betrothed to. But after the death of her husband, she then joined the Third Order of Franciscans and became a religious herself, and therefore continued with the work that she had done. But it's a rather fascinating story about somebody who, from that very young age, was actually picked up and gets involved in that aspect of life. Kind of similar to Mary, and we'll touch on Mary a little later, but Mary, at a very, very young age, dedicated herself to the Lord. Now, if we have a look at our gospel reading today and find some sort of guidance or influence of how this ties in together, Jesus teaches us that we must love our enemies. And so, well, hang on, how does that fit in? Well, because even in adversity, we need to consider that there are always positive aspects. And so, well, that's a great optimist, Look at the positive aspect. What difference can we make even in situations of adversity? And in the case of St. Elizabeth, what situations or environment was she in that she could actually make a difference? And clearly she did. Even though she really didn't have a lot of choice about her upbringing and so forth. I suppose that's what happens to all of us. We don't really have any choice about the way our parents are going to raise us. But let's thank God that He does give us, that He has brought us this time when we are able to appreciate Him in our lives. Have a wonderful day. You keep well. God bless. Bye-bye.